Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good evenings, everyone. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, thank you for taking the time. Okay, for tonight session. Okay, so this is 8:50 p.m. So we will start the session. Okay. Okay, so can you see the slide at your end? Okay, so time value of money. So topic that we will cover. Cool. The subtopic that we will cover for time value of money is future value, uh, present value, annuities, and amortization. Okay, so this is topic 11, but I'm taking it first before we go for topic 10. Okay, because for topic 10, for us to calculate the bond, okay, you must have knowledge, okay, on the time value of money. So that is the justification why we are having topic 11 before topic 10. So this is what common in the time value of money. The timeline, you must be able to know, okay, able to draw, okay, the timeline. Okay, when we talk about timeline, it shows the timing of cash flow. Tick mark occur at the ends of period, so time zero is today. So this is how it look like. Okay, if we're talking about today, okay, so it is zero here. Okay, and then 1 year from now, okay, so this one will become the CF1, okay, the cash flow one, CF, okay, referred, okay, to the cash flow. Okay, so that's how it looks like, okay, for the cash flow. So we have the timeline again. So what is timeline? Okay, so timeline show the timing of the cash flow. Okay, so it will show today is always zero. Okay, and then 1 year from now it will become the CF1. So that's how it goes. Okay, so how to draw the timeline in this case? Okay, hundreds lump sum due in 2 years. You can see there. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, for the hundreds due in 2 years. 3 years, okay, again, okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, so again, the first one is the 2 years. Okay, the second one is for 3 years. Okay, follow, everyone follow. Okay, those who are having problem, no worries. Okay, don't be let down. Okay, you will be able, okay, to follow the recorded session later. Okay, so when we talk about the timeline or cash flow, okay, there are two possible situation. It may be what we call that even cash flow or uneven cash flow. Okay, uneven cash flow is something like this. Okay, you're receiving different amounts of money, so this is what we call uneven cash flow. Okay, whereas for the even cash flow, okay, the amount will be the same throughout the tenor then. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, some of you good, okay, some of you down, so but it is okay. Okay, I hope that, okay, those who are not managed, okay, to follow it, okay, you will follow the recorded session later. Okay, again, so let's refocus when talk about the timelines. Okay, you must be able to draw the timeline. And now when we talk about the cash flow, okay, it has two normal, sometimes it is even cash flow, and then you may experience, okay, to receive uneven cash flow as well. Okay, and then today is always indicated by zero. Okay, Okay, as far as I'm concerned, okay, positive, rain positive, Izzati positive, and then most of you, okay, follow the discussions. There are 25 viewers currently. Then, okay, so let's continue. We are at the slide number 5. Okay, the future value of 1,000. What is the future value? Okay, you want to know if you have 1,000 today, what will be the value after 3 years if you are able to receive 6%, say for example a return. Okay, normally 6% ASB is one of the possible investment, okay, for you, that that could give you 6% return. Okay, so in this case you have 1,000 and then the I is a 6%. Okay, then how much is the value? Okay, so how does we do it? Okay, so after 1 year, so this is what one of the formula, okay, that allow you to calculate it. So in this case we are looking for the future value. Again, what is the question? 1,000, we want to know the value after 3 years at the rate of 6%. Okay, so how does you calculate it? FV equal to PV 1 plus I should be to the power of n here. Okay, but just because this is 1, okay, for only for 1 year. Okay, then we don't have it here. Okay, so then okay, you get the 1060. Okay, follow? Do you follow? Am I too fast? Please indicate through WhatsApp. Okay, so if there is no respond, okay, in the WhatsApp, if I okay, nobody stop me, I will assume okay we are good. Okay, so after 2 years, okay, this is what happened. Okay, then this is what the one that I said just now. There will be the PV 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, why 2 here? Because the n is 2. Okay, inshallah. Okay, no worries. Noted, Razik. Okay. So then you get the value, the future value after 2 years. Okay, relax, take a break, everyone, settle down. Okay, now what we are doing, okay, we want to know the value, okay, of 1,000 after 3 years, okay, at the rate of 6%. Okay, in reality, you can receive this, okay, it is very likely if you invest in ASB, then this is one of the possible way or how we want to calculate it. Okay, I know that it's a bit tough over there. Okay, okay, so this is the main formula, okay, for you to focus. Okay, again, what we are doing here is we want to calculate the future value. If you have 1,000 today, okay, and then you are receiving a 6% return, okay, in 3 years time, okay, how much is the return? So how does we calculate it? Okay, FV equal to PV, okay, 1 plus I, get to the power of n. Okay, no worries. Follow. Yeah, yeah, D. Okay, try to reflect. Okay. PV stand for present value. Okay, PV is present value, FV is the future value. Okay, so let's go back to the first slide. So this is the thing that we want to solve for tonight, the one that we want to uh, cover for tonight. Okay, the future value, okay, referred to FV. Present value, okay, is PV. Okay, follow? So this is the thing that we want to solve for tonight. Okay, and then currently we are just like this one. This is the case then that we want to solve. We have 1,000. Okay, we want to know the value after 3 years. Okay, and then you are getting 6%. How much is the value after 3 years? So In this case, we are looking for the present value, the future value, sorry. The present value is 1000. Okay, so after 3 years, what is the future value? Follow? Are we good? Mm-hmm. Are you still with me? Chihin, present value. Okay, par value when we go to bond letter. Okay, no worries. Okay, be in control. Relax, everyone. Okay, visa is good. Only visa. The rest. Okay. Yes, D. What is the problem? Okay. This one is okay. There are two way in calculating it. Okay. Okay. Now I understand. Okay, what is your concerns? And okay, this is the first way. Okay, where you calculate it. Okay, one by one after 1 year, after second year, after 3 years. That is the first way. Okay, to calculate it. Alternatively, okay, we can use this formula. Okay, use this formula. Okay, for you to calculate the future value, PV, okay, time 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, so inshallah, try to reflect. I suppose that, okay, you have follow. So that is the future value. Okay, if you want to calculate the future value, you want to know how much money, okay, the future value of the 1000, okay, at 6% in 3 years just now. This is the to calculate it. Okay, that means that one by one, or alternatively you can go to this one. Okay, FV, okay, equal to PV time 1 plus I to the power of n. So this one we are using formula. Okay, and then the second one, okay, or you can calculate using table. Okay, PV equal to, I means that time FVIF, okay, KN. In this case, K is 6% and then N. Okay, so there are two way. The first one, FV equal to PV 1 plus I to the power of N, and then second one we can use table. This the table. Okay, normally when you do homework, okay, then you will have the present value table at the ends of the past semester. N stand for number of years, then number of years, number of months. So normally, okay, that is what N referred to. Okay, D, follow? Yes. Okay, it could say for example 10 years, so the N will be 10. Okay, follow? So again, how do we calculate it? FV equal to PV 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay, alternatively, you can calculate it. Since you're looking for future value over here, okay, then, okay, you use the FVIF table. This is the table that we are talking about. Follow? So okay, if you're looking for, if you're using table, okay, future value, uh okay, so this is the table. Yes, Suryati. Okay. Okay, sin Rin is okay. The rest challenging. Yes, there are four table. You don't have to what we call that memorize this one, Eva. This one is given. Okay, you just need to know how to use it. Okay, just now the formula for the table is this one, right? FV equal to PV. Okay, PV okay is the amount of money that you have now. Okay, and the FVIF, okay, because which table to use depend on what you are looking at. Okay, this one you're looking for FV, right? So then we are using FV table. Follow? Okay, so what is K? K is the interest rate. Okay, in this case is 6, and then N, okay, is number of years. So then in this case you just go to this one, table 6. The FVIF value is okay 0.83962. Do you follow? That's how you get okay the FVIF value. Okay, K is 6 and then N is 3. So in this case the value is 0.83962. IF, okay, present value interest. Okay, okay, no worries, let me continue first. Okay, then we will check our situation. Okay, again when we want to calculate there are the in this case future value. Okay, there are two. First, okay, using this formula, mathematic formula, FV equal to PV 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay, alternatively you could use table. FV equal to PV, FVIF, okay, K and K refer to interest rate, and then N number of years. Okay, so just now we have calculated the present future value, and then now okay we want to calculate the present value. Okay, in this case what is the amount? 11910 for 3 years. Okay, if rate is 6%, okay, then we want to know what is the present value. Okay, or what we call that the discount of a cash flow or series of cash flow is called discounting, the reverse of compounding. When we do the future value, it is referred to compounding. And then now if you know the value in this case 3 years time, okay, and then the future value, then you want to know what is the present value. So this is known for the present value. So this one is very useful when we want to do the capital budgeting later. Okay, so let's check. So we just reverse the formula. Just now we have FV, right? We are looking for FV. So now we are looking for the present value. So then what do we do? FV divide by 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay, alternatively you can have something like FV time 1 plus I to the power of negative N. But it's okay if you don't understand the second one, the negative, the power negative, just you take this formula will do. The second approach, you can use table. Since we are looking for present value, so you use the present value IF table. Hello, okay, are we good? May I have respond? So at this stage, okay, we have covered the present value and future values. There are two approach. Okay, before we go any much further, okay, do understand. Okay, you must be able to identify or to draw the timeline. Timeline. Okay, always today is always referred, okay, as 0. Okay, for the table. Okay, for PV in this case, then you refer to table PVIF. Okay, and then K is the interest rate, and then N is what we call that number. Okay, say for example, in this case, okay, you are looking for N3, and then K is 6. So what do you do? Just now, I'm using the PVIF, okay, but now I'm using the FVIF. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, this is FV. You see that up there? Future value, right? Number is different. So in this case, if you want to calculate, okay, the present value, okay, you use the present value, this one, sorry, present value table. Okay, so in this case, N is 3 here, interest rate is 6, so then you take this one. Okay, so in this case, what is the amount then? Okay, this is how, if you want to calculate using the formula. Alternatively, if you want to calculate using table, okay, how do we get 83.8396? Again, we are using this present value table. Okay, 6%. Okay, N3 is 8396. Follow? Do you follow how do I get this number? Okay, understands or not? How do I get this one? 83.96. Okay, Razik, good. The rest, okay. Now, okay, time to refresh, to reflect. Okay, what are we doing here? We want to know the future and present value. If you have money today, okay, if you want to know, okay, in 3 years time, okay, how much is the value, then we are using future value. I mean that we want to calculate future value. How does we want to calculate it? The first time, okay, using the formula, this one, okay, PV 1 plus I to the power of n, or alternatively, you can use table, okay, and then careful, if you're looking for future value, make sure, okay, make sure, okay, you refer to the future value table. Okay, FVIF. Whereas, okay, if you're looking for the present value, again, okay, this is formula, how you want to calculate using formula. Alternatively, you can check using table. Okay, so let's take a break, okay, for 5 minutes. So, okay, we will start at 9:20. Then we will take care the rest, which is the annuities and amortization. In the meantime, I will entertain a question WhatsApp. So we resume at 9:20. So please reflect on what we are discussing just now. Okay, yeah. The value, you have to take the value, okay, in the table, and then you have to insert in the formula. Then only you will get the answer. Okay, the table is not for you to check the answer. Okay, it's just to take the table will be used. Okay, Efa, table will be used for this topic as well as capital budgeting and long-term capital. Will be used for this topic, long-term capital and capital budgeting. Yes, like Farah, okay, like what, okay, you normally have during your homework in the past time, okay, it will be supplied at the end. So you don't have to remember the problem. So you just need to, you must be able to use it, okay. K or I, okay, I use the term interchangeable. K refer to this one, the interest rate, okay, whereas the N is this one, number of years, 1 to, in this case, 1 to 50. Okay, so about time to resume. So again, so if you want to calculate the present value or future value, okay, you have to approach the first one through formula. You can use this one, and then alternatively you can use the table. When we talk about table, when you want to get the PV, and then you have to use the PVIF table. If you want to calculate the future value, every to use the future value table. So please don't use the wrong table, because there are 4 tables supplied to you. Later when we reach what we call that annuity, okay, I will further explain on the PVIFA and FVIFA. Okay, so allow me to check on the see WhatsApp first. Yes, okay, normally, okay, for the time value of money for capital budgeting, okay, this is the thing that we may have to calculate is the K, okay, or N. Okay, normally there are 4 variables, okay, they supply 3, and then you have to look into any of it, and okay, or what I'm saying is that, okay, you may have to calculate FV, you may have to calculate the PV, you may have to calculate N, you may have to calculate K. So if there are 4 variables, 3 supplied, you have to calculate any ones of it. Okay, follow? Am I too fast? Okay, uh, let's move on. Okay, just now, okay, the treatment is on the single cash flow, okay, where you calculate, okay, when the amount at year 3, okay, how much is the, what we call that, present value or future values. And so allow me to reflect on Razik. No, you don't have to log in. What do you mean, log in the calculator? No, you don't have to. Okay, Razik, hold on for a second. Allow me to continue with the multiple cash flow. Assume that you plan to deposit some money in the saving account that pays 6% over the next 3 years. You will deposit RM100, year 1, 300 okay, at the ends of year 2, and 350 at the ends of year 3. So how much money you will have in the account in year 3? Okay, so this is how the what we call that cash flow looks like. Uneven cash flow. So from this question, okay, so this is how the timeline look like. 100 for year 1, 200 in 300 in year 2, and then 350 what we call that year 3. So how much is the present value? So in this case, you are expected to use the PV formula. Okay, so this is how sorry, in this case, then at the ends of year 3, so then we will use the FV formula then. Okay, so this is how you calculate mathematically using the formula that been given earlier. So this is the what we call that answer 780, but be careful, yeah. 350, because it is deposited at year 3, so then the n is 0. Okay, so actually if you look into the table FVIF 6, okay, 0, okay, there is no value, so then it will become 350 only. Follow? Understand? Whereas for this one, because it is deposited here 300, okay, means that okay, only one n here. Can you see that? One n is equal to 1, 1 is 2, y 1. Okay, one more time, hundreds n. Okay, this one y it is 2, this one y it is the n is 2, because okay, from 1 2, for this one 1, so that is why the okay value here, the n is 1. Okay, so that is for the multiple cash flow future value. Next, let's move on to the multiple cash flow for the present value. Okay, so over to you. 1 minute. Okay, try to look into the question. Okay, so in this case, okay, how much is the value? So you're going to receive 100 today, 200 in 1 year, okay, 0 in 2 years, and in year 3 you will receiving 150. So this is the present value. Again, why 100 0 over here? Okay, because you're receiving it today. Okay, so you just take 100 actually, and then this one, the 201, because it's here 1. Okay, and then 150 over here 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is why it become okay 3 over here. Okay, so in this case, for this multiple cash flow, or in other words, if this is the cash flow, today 200 in 1 year, okay, in 3 years, so the present value will be 414.62. So on this one we are using table, okay, or alternatively you can use the mathematical formula. Okay, so now we have covered the present value, future value, even cash flow, okay, and multiple cash flow. Okay, so let's move on with the annuity. Okay, what is annuity? Okay, annuity, when we are receiving or when we are expecting, okay, to pay the equal or even or equal amounts of cash flow. So we have two types of annuity: ordinary annuity and annuity due. When we talk about ordinary annuity, okay, it is most prominently used in practice and referred to annuity where the cash flow occur at the ends of period, okay, when you have to pay at the ends of the month. While annuity due refer to the cash flow that occur at the beginning of the period rather at the ends of the period. Okay, so ordinary, normal, okay, you have to pay normally, we have to pay at the ends of the month, so this is ordinary. But if you are expected, okay, to pay, okay, from the beginning, so that is known as annuity due. Okay, so again, before the difference between ordinary and annuity, okay, it is only right for you to understand what is annuity itself. Annuity, when you are expected, okay, to pay or to receive equal amounts of money, so that is annuity. Okay, follow? May I have respond in the WhatsApp? Are we good? Okay, so this is how it looks like, okay, for the and annuity due. Okay, so let's calculate some amounts over here. Can you see that? Okay, so this is the one, okay, we are referring to annuity. The payment, okay, or the cash flow, okay, is good. Cash flow is equal. In this case, it is 500 ringgit cent, and then the I is 7%. Again, from what we have discussed just now, okay, so in this case we are looking for the future value. Okay, how much is the future value? Okay, based on our discussion just now, okay, you can calculate it one by one, something like this. Okay, so we are calculating it for FVY, F0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but with the FVIFA, we are using a different which is FVIFA. Okay, so this one. Again, when we are looking for FVA, indicate the annuity, and then you use the FVIFA table. This one. So this is the table that I'm talking about, the annuity. So again, in the table that supplied to you, we have PVIF, FVIF, and then now we have introduced to you FVIFA for the annuity, and then PVIFA, okay, for the present value annuity. In this case, since we are looking for the FVIF table, we are looking for the FVIF table. So then, okay, you use the FVIFA table. Okay, in this case, anyone, can you cross check? Can you give me the value, okay, for this one? How much is the FVIFA value for 7%, okay, at 3 and 3? may I have the value for the FVIFA 7% 3. Okay, so use the table in 1 minute expected to give me the value. Okay, so Fiza, everyone, did you get the value 32149? So let's check whether all of you getting the same amounts or not. And again, FVIFA table and 3 to this one. Okay. Most of you getting 32149. Okay. But based on the table that I have now is 31836. You are using table supplied by UITM, right? In the PASEM, I mean. Yeah, most of you getting okay that 32149. So not a problem. So that should be the what we call that value for this one. So I hope okay by now okay you know okay how to use the table. Okay. Okay, so you're using PASEM, not a problem. I suppose quite a few of you managed to get the what we call that the value. Okay, so good. So now in the case of the present value, if you want to calculate the present value of this one, then we are using the PVIFA table because this one is PV, right? So when we have PV, then in this case PVA, so then okay we calculate using the PVIFA table. So you are expected to know how to use both the formula as well as the table. In this case using table is much easier, okay, faster. Okay, so I would suggest okay for you to master both approach, both technique, which is the formula as well as the table. Okay. Uh-huh. Annuity due. In computing the value for an annuity due, the basic principle remain the same with a minor adjustment. So no problem. What we call that, Razik. They will not stated it. Okay, you are free to choose any approach, but I strongly advise for you to master both. Okay, because when we go to capital budgeting later, it is easier to use table. Okay, is that 6%? For this one is 6%. It depends case to case. Sorry, this one is 7%. Okay, the one that we discussed, this case, okay, this one, right? Okay, so 7%. Let's move on, okay, with the annuity due. In computing the value for an annuity due, the basic principle remain the same with a minor adjustment. Okay, so the as mentioned earlier, when we talk about annuity due, it will be due okay at the beginning. Okay, over here. Okay, so assume that Lily is offered payment of 500 per year for 3 years with 7% interest. The future value for annuity due at year 3. So in this case, the K is 7%. And slide number 19. As mentioned earlier, okay, you can use this one. Okay, you calculate it one by one, or alternatively, you can use the table FVIFA. Why FVIFA? Because we are looking for the future value. Then you will get the result here. Okay, 1719.95. Then okay. Okay. One is important for you to understand. the compounding period impact. Okay, we have a semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, or daily. Okay, it has the impact. If you recall, then in the short-term financing, we have discussed about EIR, okay, effective interest rate. Okay, so the effective interest rate is largely affected, okay, by the compounding period. Okay, if you the number of frequency, okay, say for example daily, okay, in 1 year is equivalent to 360 or 365, obviously it will give a better impact, okay, to the interest rate that accumulated at the year end. Okay, in general, the effective or actual rate is greater as the number of compounding period is increased. Okay, positive relationship. Okay, daily, yes, then the amount will be what we call that higher as compared to monthly or equally quarterly. Okay, so it will be, but okay, do understand. Okay, this one when we do the what we call that bond later, this knowledge is important. With multiple compounding or discounting, the value at compounding or discount rate K and the period N must be adjusted accordingly. K is 10% paid quarterly, and then you have to divide, okay, 10% divide by 4. Okay, 10% here is what we call that. So you have to, if you want to pay it quarterly, you have to divide by 4. And then the N you have to divide, okay, 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 by 4. The interest rate you divide by 4, whereas the N you time by 4. The words, okay, instead of paying, okay, the ASB once a year, PNB ASB every quarter in March, June, okay, September and December. So obviously now the N is increasing and then the K is decreasing because it has to be divided by 4. Follow? Are we good? Mm-hmm. So this is how, okay, we could summarize it. Okay, the compounding effect. Annual, okay, not a problem. Okay, it will be as it is. Okay, whereas for the semi-annual, you can see that the rate is divided by 2, then it becomes 6%. Then why in this case? Because n is the in this case you just take 2 just now, so that's why it's become 2 over here. Follow, yeah? Again, this knowledge is matter. We do bond, okay, in long term. Yeah, what is the problem? Okay, so let's check. Okay, so this is the impact. You can see that. Okay, when we 1000 for 2 years, so this is what happened. 1254 semi-annual, it is increasing, right? So then if you compounded it annually, or sorry, monthly in this case, then you can see then the amount is increasing. Whereas discounting, then the amount, okay, again increasing. So that is the impact, okay, when you compound it annually, semi-annual, quarterly, and monthly. You can see the figure is different. Okay. Okay, so let's check, okay, some amortization. Okay, amortization is basically how do we plan, okay, to pay, in this case, our loans. And Pramod Samrat plan to borrow 100,000 for a period of 5 years at 10% per annum. So we want to calculate the annuity. develop the loan amortization schedule table. Okay, so then how does we do it? Take a look, try to understand the case. Okay, so again, so we borrow at 100. Okay, the interest rate is 10%, and then we are expected to pay within 5 years. So how does you calculate the installment? Okay, this one, since okay, why we are using PVIFA, because okay, the installment will be so in this case annuity will be equal, right? Okay, then if you want to pay interest at 10% for 5%, so the value, the 5 of n is equal to 5. PVIFA table is 379.08. Okay, so then you plug in into the figure, then you will get this one as the annuity. Okay, once you get the annuity, so this is the what we call that amortization table that we are referring to, that we are expected to develop. Okay, column one, okay, is number of years. Okay, column A, the beginning balance, you pay the annuity, this one. Okay, it will be split. Column C, okay, A time K in this case is this one, beginning balance. So then that's why you got 10,000 here, and then the remaining balance, this one, these two, B is B minus C, so the remaining balance of your installment. And then the ending balance, okay, you beginning balance, okay, minus the principal. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, are you good now? Can you see the schedule, the amortization table? Are we good? Okay, are we good? Okay, one more time. You want to borrow 100,000 at 10%, okay, for 5 years. Okay, so you have to calculate the annuity, okay, and then you are using this table, okay, then okay, you are getting the annuity. The formula, and then you will get this annuity, and then this is how the table looks like. Okay, if you are yet to receive the Excel file, and then I will forward it later. Okay, so I suppose that is what I want to cover. Okay, for the what we call that annuity. So now it's 9:46. Let's take another 5 minutes break. Okay, second break. Then we will start what we call that the discussion on next topic. Okay, how to find annuity? Okay, use this formula. Mm-hmm. So how do I get the what I call the installments here? Okay, so 100,000 divided by the PVIFA. So that's how I get the annuity for this case. Okay, are we good? Can I have some response in the WhatsApp? Okay, so I hope that you are okay. We are 1 hour okay into the online class. Okay, I know that value of money okay is something new to most of you. Okay, but it's okay. Take your time. Okay, there are first you have to understand the timeline and then do explore the future value, present value, okay, and then the annuity. Again, you can calculate it using a formula, mathematical formula, and then the second approach you can use the time value of money table. Okay, not now. Okay, I mean that the uh Razik. Okay, so when we go to what we call that bond later, yes, very likely you have to find n. And then okay, we will introduce to you the trial and error technique, or in other words, it is also known as interpolation. Inshallah, okay, your concern will be properly addressed in the following topic then. Okay, okay, this is something new. I was informed that okay, you are expected to leave cafe by 10:30. So this is 10:30. If that is the case, try to accommodate. Okay, try to understand your situation. So let's continue to a couple of slides. Okay, means that I still want to continue with topic 9, and then we from there to look okay until which slide could be covered up to 10:30. So let's continue. The topic 9, long-term financing capital. Okay, last week we have shared with you the short-term financing. Okay, because now okay, we, as mentioned earlier, okay, what is the right thing for us to do in business? It is for us to expand the business. You have seen that, okay, how Subway expand, and then it was said that Starbucks is opening every branch, okay, almost daily. Okay, you can see the most of the fast food, even one solo, okay, they are spending start from one outlet, and then now they are in Bangi, they in Shah Alam, they are in Ampang, okay, so many places. So what we are saying is that okay, the right thing for business to do, okay, is to what we call that, to expand. And then if you want to expand, you have to get financing. So that is the right thing for us to do. If you want to get financing, first option for the current asset, okay, you could approach a bank and then try to get what we call that, the facilities that we have discussed in the short-term financing last week. Okay, if you recall, we have the compensating balance and then a revolving credit, a commercial paper. This one, okay, if to finance, okay, your long-term asset needs. Okay, so let's continue with the long-term financing. Be your best friend. As I mentioned earlier, if you're able to understand the financial statement, in this case, the balance sheet, and then 50% of our business is taken care. So now we want to focus this one then. Okay, you know your business better. Okay, it could be F&B, or it could be manufacturing, like your services, and then assume that this is the manufacturing. Okay, and then you want to finance your fixed asset. So the best way to finance your fixed asset is through long-term liabilities. Okay, so capital is necessary element in production. Okay, with this one, okay, we are only able to operate at the acceptable level of risk and desired level of rates of return. Okay, and then this will ensure the firm ability to acquire additional fund, okay, to maintain its stability and growth in the future. Okay, but do understand, if you take the long-term capital, this one will become fixed obligation to our firm. Okay, you borrow from somebody, it could be from from the public through the issuance of equity, okay, or you, okay, you have to, you can issue bond, okay, then okay, you have to pay back them. Okay, so in the case of sources of a long-term fund, okay, the first thing that we want to share with you is term loan, okay, and bond. Term loan, you can before that, okay, do understand when we talk about the long-term debts, okay, it has the fixed interest rate and then a fixed maturity date. Okay, so when we talk about a term loan, can be obtained in short time, flexible, and low issuance cost with maturity of more than 5 years. Normally, business, they don't give you the bank, they don't give you business loan. Okay, more than 10 years. Then in this case, okay, it is given to you, okay, within 5 years. Then where could you go? Bank, as mentioned earlier, okay, last week. By now I hope that you understand SME bank. So that is one of the bank that being established by government to assist the SME, small medium enterprise. And then the loan will be amortized over the life of the loan. Is this one, if you recall the case of Paramount just now, how, okay, your loan will be calculated by the bank. You will get A, which is the annuity, the installment that you have to pay them, and then from that installment, it will be calculated how much will go to interest and then how much will go to principal. Okay. This is the formula for the annuity payment. What we call that, Razik. Okay, your concern just now. How do we calculate it? Okay, so this is how we calculate the recent what we call a case per amount. So just this one reflection. Cassadia want to borrow 1 million for a period of 5 years at 10% per annum. Calculate the annuity payment. Okay, so that would be the annuity payment, 263,795.56. Follow? Everyone follow? Do you understand? How does we calculate this one? Using this formula. Where do we get the PVIFA? You go to the table. Which table? PVIFA table. Okay. How much is the N? 5 years. And then the K is 10 years. Then you will get this one. Boleh? Do you able to get it? Only Suryati, the rest I think dying. Okay, thank you. Then resound yes over there. Okay, so then this we do the amortization table. One more time. Okay, we have calculated the annuity. So we borrow 1 million. Okay, then interest. Okay, how do we calculate interest? Okay, annuity, this one. Okay, sorry, the A, the column this one refer to A time I in time K, in this case 10%. That's why you have 100,000 over here. So this one is balance. Okay, B minus C, then we get the balance 163, ending balance A minus D. Okay, so that is the ending balance, which will become the balance for the year 2. Okay. So this is again the reflection why you have to have a good understanding in the time value of money, because when we go for the long-term capital, okay, we need, okay, to use knowledge that we have built up in the time value of money. Okay, so done with the time. This one is term loan. Okay, now let's continue with another alien, okay, by the name bond. So what is bond apart from James Bond? Okay, so this is what we call that another bond, okay, that you have to understand, especially as the future entrepreneurs, okay, because this is cheaper as compared to bank loan. Okay, this is the right thing to do, okay, as a business. Okay, we want to minimize the cost of financing, and then one of the possible way to do it, okay, is through issuing bond. But again, not every company can issue bond. Okay, you must rated. That means that, okay, your company must be rated, must be a good company, established company, then only you are allowed to issue bond. So what it is, what is the bond? Then is a long-term promissory notes issued by government or business unit by firm. Okay, this one uh, we should recall, okay, from time to time we have remind you on the entities that we have in economy. We have government, household and firm. So who can issue bond, who can issue for the Islamic one? It is known as sukuk. Okay, okay, government and business units or corporation. Okay, the holder is a creditor to the company and has a priority claim on the company's income and asset. Indenture, so this is a a contractual agreement like what you sign for your PTBTN. Bond, it is known as an indenture. So we do have trustee to protect the interest of shareholder, in this case bondholder, and then this one is all governed by Securities Commission. Okay, so this is no one, okay, that mentioned by Shihin just now, the par value, but when we go to the time value just now, I would rather focus PV as the present value. So if the par value that mentioned earlier, is referred to this one. Normally, this is the features of the bond. The par value is 1,000. Okay, so say for example a principal of 2 million. If you want to issue 2 million worth of bond, so you have to issue 2,000 bond. Okay, coupon interest rate, okay, a percentage of par value of the bond, and will be paid out periodically to the bondholder in the form of interest payment. YTM, yield to maturity, is the rate the bondholder would earn if bought a bond. So this is among the term that you have to familiarize, okay, yourself. Okay, we do have the call provision, give the issuing firm the right to call, okay, because the bond has the maturity, okay, and then as the issuer, in this case firm, you have the right, okay, to call, okay, or the bond earlier. Say for example you issued the bond for 10 years, okay, down the road after 5 years, okay, your business is, your cash flow is getting better, and then you decide you want to recall the bond. So this is the one, okay, what that we call the provision, or call provision. As I mentioned earlier, your firm must be rated, okay, in Malaysia. This is among the what we call that leading rating agency, RAM and MRC. At the global level, we do have this S&P, Standard and Poor, Fitch, and Moody's. Okay, so again, mentioned earlier, for the bond maturity is the date on which par value of the bond is to be repaid to the bondholder. Okay. So this is the types of bond. We have secured bond, convertible bond, convertible to shares. This bond, if okay, it could be converted into shares. And then we do have index bond, zero coupon bond. Okay, there is no coupon, and then it will be issued at deep discount. Okay, we do have the unsecured bond, okay, debentures and income bond. Okay, in the course at which cost of debt, okay, so this is our concerns, and as the firm, okay, when we want to issue bond, okay, we have to pay our bondholder. What do we have to pay? As what we have discussed just now, you have to pay them coupon, okay, and on top of that you have to return the principal when it is matured. Okay, so that is the thing that we have to calculate. But in doing so, okay, we have to calculate the actual cost. So we have to know the net profit, the issue price less cost of issuing. Okay, because for you to issue bond, obviously you need the assistance from the investment bank. So you have to pay cost to them. So then, okay, we calculate the net profit. Okay, we have to know the net profit to calculate the actual cost. And then one of the elements of bond, okay, that you have to further understand why it is cheaper as compared to a term loan or even equity, because you can claim for tax. Okay, so this one, a long story. It was introduced way back in the World War I, actually to encourage, okay, the rebuilding process. But even after World War II, or actually even until now, is still within us then. Okay, this one I will further explain later in the next class. Okay. This is further exploration that I hope you will do at your end. Okay, the bond basic, bond market development, list of bond and instrument are traded then. Okay, So for the valuation approach, okay, for bond we have two type. The first one, discounted cash flow method. Then we will recall, okay, what we do in the present value just now. And then the second one is YTM method, yield to maturity. Okay, so this is discounted cash flow method. Okay, we want to calculate the price. How does we do it? A CP refer to the annual interest or coupon payment, and then P over here refer to the principal of 1000, and then here we are using PVIFA. Why we are using PVIFA? Because there is equal payment that you are expected to pay as a coupon, and then N is a period in the to maturity, and then K is the discount. Okay, so let's check on the basic rules of thumb. For your information, this one, the formula is not given, yeah, in the final exam, so you have to know to calculate this one, but it's okay, relax. So let us enjoy it first. If the net profit, okay, equal to face value, yes, Razik, okay, the in this case, let's call it a par value. Okay, so instead of principal, so let's call it par value. Every bond normally, okay, it is at 1000 unless it is given. I mean that it is told the amount is different, equal to face value, and then KD equal to coupon rate. Okay, follow this one first. Okay, if the net proceed more than face value, the discount rate, okay, is less than the coupon rate. If the net proceed is less than face value, the discount rate is higher than coupon rate. First, okay, this one important when we have to do the interpolation later. Okay, let's check whether we can calculate this one. I think this one we have to okay, I read first. Okay, so we will continue number 22, in this case the example. Okay, but by now I hope, okay, value of money, okay, understand the present value, future value, annuity. Make sure that you know how to check how to get the value in the table. Make sure that you get the you refer to the right table, present value table, future value table, present value annuity table, present and future value annuity table. Okay, so and then for bond, understand, okay, bond normally would be here when we talk about bond. Okay, will be here in the long term liabilities. When we talk about long-term liabilities just now, we have introduced to you the long term loan. Okay, and then term loan, you must know, you have to understand how does we calculate, okay, the annuity. This is formula, and then later the amortization table, the one that we have shared even in the time value of money. And then normally the entrepreneurs or you could go to bank for this matter. Okay, for the startup of a small medium enterprise, perhaps you could go to the SME bank. Okay, and then now we have bring to you bond. Okay, so I hope you are able to follow the discussion. Okay, so I suppose that is what I want to cover for tonight. Okay, so once again, I would like to thank you for your cooperation. Okay, to follow the discussion. It is about more than 1 hour. So as far as I'm concerned, we have covered topic 10, and then for topic uh, 9, okay, at least we have reached, okay, we have understand will respond. Okay, but obviously the evaluation, okay, will be done in the what we call that, next class. Okay, so next I would like to tackle the issues on tests, okay, for the uh, okay, those in the retail class. As what we have agreed, test will be held on next Wednesday. Topic that will be covered: cash budget 5 and 6, plus short-term financing. So long-term financing will be relaxed. Okay, it will not be included in the upcoming tests. So please be on time. So test 2 will be held on Wednesday, which is, yeah, about two days times. And okay, so one more time, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so we will continue the WhatsApp for 5 to 10 minutes, and then the session will be concluded later. With that, I thank you. Assalamualaikum.